whatever you've been dedicating your time regarding comms in a short sentence, in a short summary. So I can start. I've been gathering the optimism stats for the retro PGF application, especially focusing on Twitter. I think that has been like my main focus the last couple of days. And I'll pass it to Aldine.
Thanks, Almond. So for the past week, and I've been helping with Alcotabe for some outreach tasks, and I've also started compiling the donors list from survey, and I'm also doing the social media task, particularly Instagram. I'm gonna pass it to Lauren.
Thank you, Aljean. Yeah, so I've been working also just kind of on retro PGS stuff, supporting with our application and getting the stats to put in that last tweet thread. And plan on finishing that like hopefully today, so we can get that out. Other than that, yeah, just finishing out the QF optimism comps. I mean, my intentions otherwise for this call are just to kind of like make sure that we're finished out for there, and then start preparing for the Gitcoin grant round coming up, and the Polygon QF round, and of course Epoch one with Octant. Yeah, and geez, pass it to Ahmad.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm like this last week I've mainly been helping out with these random campaigns that we were doing, and just focusing on applications. And this week I'm focusing on the newsletter and just seeing how I can help if we need to send out any other emails. Yeah, that's pretty much it from me. And I'll pass it to Suga.
Thanks, Ahmad. Hi, everyone. I've been popping in and out of helping with the outreach, but probably doing more on in fundraising actually for Retro PGF, and also trying to wrap up some of the homepage elements, content elements, testimonies from people, and writing up project descriptions and stuff like that. And still some back burner things, bigger article type thing than the Wikipedia. And I'll pass it to Jake.
Ooh. And I hate having my one-on-one calls with Griff right before this. Comm stuff for the week. Pretty typical week, I think, with a lot of outreach on the front end. Challenges, I don't think so. Otherwise, I know we had some more communications about potentially finding the right Giveth, fundraising, personnel to kind of take on some of the challenges. I think that's also a little bit of relevant info. Outside of that, all good in the hood. Let me pass it to Serby. Hope you're feeling better.
I think Surby just wrote in the chat. I will just copy here what Surby's saying.
All right, I guess she's not feeling a little bit better, so we'll go with Eugene.
Eugene already went. So
Franco?
Yeah, I think it's
Franco,
just me. Thank you.
I got you, Franco. I got you.
Yeah, I'm just here to stream while Ashley is out, and yeah, just think and see what's going on in comms and how can I help here. Yeah, I'll pass it back to you, Alman.
Thanks. I think that we all went perfect. Thank you, everyone. Just I put the items here. Let me see if someone added anything in here. No, I don't think so. Cool. So starting with what Lauren and Ahmad was mentioning at the beginning of the call, Retro PGF last paid effort. Right now we already have 2 campaigns that are over. So Lauren is already working on finishing the thread. I already caught the long thread in small ones. I think that the last part is just complete the metrics that Lauren was mentioning, and then we can set this campaign up. So Ahmad, as soon as we finish the content, I'll ping you to see if you can support us putting this last paid campaign up. And also I ask Griff just to a heads up to complete the target list that we're willing to have for this specific campaign. So that's already happening. I think that we are pretty clear on this effort, but I don't know if Lauren or Matt have any questions or have some comments regarding this last paid campaign.
So what
Yeah.
is the objective of the campaign? Sorry, Lauren.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can answer that as well. Yeah, the objective is like mostly to get our metrics tweets and our tweets about optimism kind of in front of the badge holders. Oh, sorry guys, I'm like riding a bike, like an exercise bike for my knee, so I'm like out of breath. So the point of the campaign is to get the tweets in front of badge holders. And so I wanted to also ask if maybe Aljean knows, or maybe someone else on the call knows, if we have like a working list of who the badge holders are. I know we have like that list going on Twitter, and I'm not sure how we can really leverage that to specifically target them, or if that's even possible. But yeah, I kind of wanted to know about that.
We already have a private list, but Griff wanted to add some batch holders. So that's actually my priority for the day.
Nice. And so, Aljean, are you using like the screenshots that Griff made in the badge holders calls and stuff?
Yes, because we also used it for the praise for Pedro yesterday. So I'm just going to add the Twitter names for today, and maybe we can start from there.
Great. And then, so I guess, Ahmad, I don't know if this is even possible, but is it possible to like be like, we want to target kind of like these people and make sure our ads are getting in front of them somehow?
So the only way you could specifically target them is there's a couple of ways. One way is if you have their email addresses, then you can map it with their emails. If you don't have their emails, the only other way is to target them and their followers. So like that would have more people see it. I mean, but it would be seen by them and their followers. That like those are like the only like ways that we could do it. Either if we have their emails and we map them, or we target them and their followers.
Do we have emails, Aljean?
We don't have the emails, unfortunately, but I think we can also work with that. So maybe we can just add it on the spreadsheet.
One thing, Algene, maybe Steve has a way to extract the emails from the Twitter account. So maybe you can check with him and see if he
Yeah,
has a tool that may be able to do that.
yeah. I actually that's a good idea. I'll connect with Steve after this call.
Woohoo! Awesome. Okay, perfect. So then just an update for you, Ahmed. I think that we can pull the last metrics from our actual live grant, like what's on the retro PGF thing, instead of trying to like re-get them from stats. So at least we're being consistent with what it says on the grant, and it might make sense. I mean, I can put the link to our grant in the main tweet thread that we were going to use. I'm not sure if it makes sense to include that in any of our paid campaign tweets, but I know that they weren't already in there.
You mean to put the actual link of this tool in the tweet? Like include it?
No. I mean, the link to our retro PGF application where it shows like more information about Giveth. I don't know if it makes sense to put it in the tweets we used in the paid campaign.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think so. I think that you mean for us to have reference of the stats. I think that it's great to have it there, but then in the actual content and campaign, I don't think that makes sense to put the link.
I'm talking about the link to our grant.
Okay, the link to our grant, OP grant, right?
Yeah. Because like if we try to get this in front of badge holders, it might make sense to include it, because then it's kind of like here they can learn more, or like there they can actually vote, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, because I think that a discussion that we have the past week was that try to make this paid campaign not as obvious that is directed to badge holders. Meaning, like, we have these results of the work that Giveth has been doing to support Optimism Network, but then should not be openly targeted to them. You know what I mean? I don't know if, Matt, you have a different opinion.
Sorry, I didn't really follow the last thing you said.
So Lauren was asking if we should include the link to our grant, meaning for badge holders to actually go ahead and vote for Giveth or support Giveth.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think if we make it non-obvious, I mean, like for this kind of an ad, I would make it seem like many people are seeing this and like not say something like, "Are you a badge holder? Here's our grant." I mean, if we can think of a way to make it less obvious, where it seems like it's just like an ad seen by a lot of people, then I think it would make sense. But I wouldn't do it in a way where it's like, "Vote for us," since I think that's a little bit like too on the nose.
Yeah, the tweets like are basically like Giveth has onboarded a lot of different projects to Optimism, like, you know, this many, and we've raised this much in donations, and like, look how great we're doing for Optimism, you know?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And that's what we were talking about yesterday. Like in the fundraising call, we spent like 40 minutes just going over all the Giveth Galaxy cards, like the designs and the wording, and Sugar was there as well. So I agree, like trying to showcase as much as possible what the Giveth Galaxy applications are doing for Optimism is a better way to target it.
I think that for this one is only for talking about Giveth. I don't know if this or Lauren, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if this is like the whole galaxy. Or yes?
No, just Giveth.
And
I
so I
mean, we
guess
could. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, no, it's just Giveth. Sorry.
Yeah, and so I was going to say, is that something maybe you might need from the fundraising team? Then, of course, is like, what are the other under the umbrella? I mean, do we want to do all of them, or do we want to kind of stay particular to the ones that are truly just impacting Giveth?
I mean, you know, it's a lot of work to put together threads like this. I think if there's representatives from other orgs who have like the interests of that org and then want to create like Twitter threads, like we can retweet it or share it again from Giveth. But like, I mean, it took me like a full day to write this tweet thread, and then Almond took pieces from that for our like paid ad campaign for Giveth. And while like the whole Galaxy thing is related, like each tweet can only contain so much information. We can't, you know, in 280 characters, we can't advertise 10 different orgs. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess maybe just then the Giveth house would definitely fit under Giveth then. So that one, is that one in there a little bit? I didn't read the thread. I'm sorry, Lauren.
No, Griff said that maybe we should write another thread about the Giveth house. Like I had it in there and I took it out.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, like I can make another. We can make a thread on the Giveth house and separately post that, and like maybe just put like one tweet from the paid ad campaign that's related to the Giveth house as well.
Cool.
Okay.
I have to jump to the ENS public goods call. And so I don't know. I know I have like a lot of opinions on a lot of the upcoming topics, but I'm gonna jump there and then I'll come back. So
Cool.
hopefully.
No
Okay,
worries.
sorry.
No worries, no worries. Okay, this is sounds like a lot of work. This is interesting, but I think that we're almost there. So, again, Ahmad, whenever we have all the content, I will just ping you for these to happen. In the Griff list to make a lookalike segmentation, we only have 29 accounts, so we should definitely try to find the emails or more of the badge holders Twitter accounts. I will work with Algene to make this happen. Anything else regarding this PGF paid campaign? Jake? I don't know if you wanted to say something.
I was just curious. I couldn't remember, and since Algene's on the call, I know Optimism in the past has said, stuff about directly one-on-one reaching out to badge holders. Have they emphasized anything like that for this round? Algene, has Griff said anything?
Actually, Griff did not say anything yet. For now, I was just assisting him for gathering the contact information of the badge holders.
Yeah, because I wanna say if it's sticking in my head, then there is something around that. I don't know exactly what it is, but we probably want to make sure to get some clarity on like directly pinpointing a badge holder to be careful on that potentially. I don't know, but let's get clarity from Griff.
Yeah, maybe we need to think twice before we do the outreach. But I think Griff knows, or he has a strategy on how to go around it.
We cannot contact directly the badge holders. That's against the rules. So we
Yeah,
definitely cannot send them DMs. Actually that's why we're putting this campaign up. Because as Ahmad was mentioning, we should definitely not say, "Hey, badge holder, vote for a grant."
yeah.
We should say something like, Giveth has been doing this and that, and come join Giveth and come and create your project because we're doing these amazing things with optimism, but definitely not mentioning that this is for badge holders.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, even more emphasis on being a little bit more vague on staying away from badge holders and more precise on what Giveth is doing for optimism.
Mitch, if you want to comment instead of typing, maybe.
Oh, I should just get you guys a copy of the rules. I think they're in the forum. I think what I was telling the almond is like we've already screwed up a few times, including this round with Retro PGF and Pairwise. I don't think people like it, so like be very careful, because we're already starting off on a bad foot in some places.
Yeah, and we know by some conversations with badge holders that they know and they have this present, like the past things that put us on the radar. So that's definitely something to have in mind. But I think that Ahmad also is very mindful about this. So I think that we're going to do a good job with this campaign. Okay. So next thing on the agenda, the Optimism QF donors outreach. So just wanted to make sure. I know that Survi and Elgin are working in this document in which they're gathering all the information as much as we can on the Giveth donors. All the information on the organizations for donors outreach is complete. And then Suga was mentioning that it is very hard actually to get the info on the individual donors because there's a lot of, for example, well, I cannot see any good example here, but Isabella, right? We definitely don't know who Isabella is. So then the thing that I wanted to ask is Survi, Elgin was asking if you could add the wallet addresses here so she can actually cross check and get more info on this. Is that correct, Elgin? That's what you were asking? Just want to make sure.
Yes, that's what I wanted to do for that spreadsheet.
So in that case, Surbi, I think that you in other place got the wallet addresses here. Can you add it here so that can Elgin help us with cross-check the information of more donors? Perfect, because I think that that's something that we kind of like lost in translation. Okay, perfect, Surbi. Thank you so much. Cool. And then that's it for the OPQF donors outreach. I don't know if Algene or Surbi that you have, or Suga, because you were also helping here. Do you have something else on this effort? Jake is saying, Surbi, please make sure to cross-reference with our CRM. I know that Surbi is already doing that. So yeah, thanks, Jake, for the reminder. Cool. Well, thanks for this effort, Algin and Survi. And then the next thing on the agenda is the Epoch One campaign. Kotabe is here. I know that you were taking care of this campaign. We have already put together the tweets to asking for people to vote for Giveth, so that's done. We created a second email, Ahmad. You were asking about email support. Lauren made this email reminding people to support Epoch One, and I think that's ready to send, Ahmad, whenever you have some chance. Please check this issue out. And then Kotabe, I don't know if you have some updates regarding outreach. Aldrin mentioned that she was helping you on this, on her stand-up. Kotabe. I can speak now. But I work with Elgin. Okay, cool. Perfect. So I guess we should just, in the content side of things, just keep working creating the content for Book One. Cool. Then Gitcoin round 19. The time has come. So Lauren put an issue here which basically has these items that we should work on. And I wanted to just touch on this and try to divide and conquer on the different actions and activities that Lauren was asking for in this issue. So update project description. I know that's something that Lauren does. Prepare announcement tweet thread. I can work on that. And maybe Steve and I can work on the follow-up tweets. I wanted to ask support on the Twitter spaces and assign joiners because that's something that we need more support on. And then the next emails, that's something that Lauren and I can work on. So wondering if this is it, or if maybe fundraising have thoughts on something else that we should be doing.
Well, I wish Katabe could speak because him and Pedro did that hack session and we're kind of bouncing some ideas around. So I know they were kind of raising the flag for the fundraising team as running with it. So I think they would probably raise their hands to jump in some of the Twitter spaces if needed. And Kotabe, if you want to type anything, probably good coming from you.
I see Kotabe is typing. Okay, well, Kotabe is typing. I guess that all the other items are pretty straightforward. So yes, I will check the issue and add from what we discussed. Okay. This is November 15 to 29, so we have time at least to create all the content around. I think we should also do outreach to previous donors. Yeah, I think the best way to move forward is just if you can, Kotabe, complement this issue and then move forward with maybe Elgin on the outreach effort. Cool. Anyone else have something else regarding Gitcoin round 19? If not, I think that we're pretty clear on that. Okay, Polygon QF round. I think that we need Lauren's input on this. So I'm going to skip it for now. And then I wanted to discuss something in one of the issues that Ashley opened recently. I know that Ashley is on vacation right now, but she opened this issue in which she asked us to interview someone from Colorado Multiversity because she saw that they were doing really great in fundraising. So I was trying to to get the information of someone from Colorado Multiversity, and then I wanted to ask maybe Suga to interview these projects, or Surbi. So, Mitch, do you want to say something?
Oh, I know these people, but Danny knows them better, so she can get you a contact.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because their website is really weird and I really could not get any information. Perfect. So I will contact Danny so she can get us a contact from Colorado Multiversity. And then Surbi and Suga, do you think that you can get into call or something with them just to ask them what are their strategies to fundraise, kind of a way that we can create maybe some content for social media targeting other projects for them to follow this advice or these tips that they will be giving? So
Sounds
question
good.
for
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. Cool. So I will follow up on the issue with Danny's support and the contact, so you can just jump in and make the interview. And then these other two, Misela and Perfect Villages issue, are pretty straightforward. I can just create the content for that. Cool. Then this is going to be a challenge because Surbi cannot speak. But moving on to DApp marketing work. On the impact report, some updates on this. I asked Surbi to make 2 parts of this impact report sample that she posted working with Rodri. So we can have 2 parts of this impact report, one with only the stats regarding givebacks, and the other part with the amazing projects and Giveth that are doing good with their fundraising efforts. So we can have, for example, 2 tweets and not one with all the information, because I think that then this is going to get lost a little bit. So she's already working in splitting these into, and then I believe that she is also working with the MAD in order to have a year infographic, not only quarterly metrics. So Matt, I don't know if you can add on this.
Yeah, sure. Like just on the stats to update them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I send you the stats. If that, maybe if you can update the stats document these days whenever you have a chance. And also, I know that you're working with Survey to get the yearly stats for givebacks, right? Or this is or is the same metrics doc?
No, I think give backs we had it separately, but yeah, but I added them here, yeah. At least for the last few ones.
Okay.
So we can include them too.
Great, perfect. Thanks, Amat. And then Surbi says, urgent work is going on, mentioned in the start of the call. After that, we'll pick up this again. In 2 days, we'll resume this work. After OP, my aim is to wrap the partnership deck for Jake and Griff. Yeah, I think that Surbi mentioned, Jake, that she's doing some deck for something.
Yeah, for a public goods router, pushing again. So similar to the failed experiment with CowSwap and how we're trying to put a public goods router on that CowSwap DEX, we're pushing that again with some of the Arbitrum grant winners, since Griff has really good connections and some power there. So we kind of need to update a deck, and Serby raised her hand to help out with that.
Cool. Okay, cool. Sure. So we have that in the scope. And then moving on to the next step issue is the marketing campaigns. So Survey was suggesting that for the amount that we can't use in the Giving Tuesday paid campaign on Twitter, or Facebook. Sorry, it was Facebook. We could use 3 to 400 for, let's say, 1 week campaign. So basically, as we have talked, we want to just put some posts promoting the SEO materials that we have done, and then made some ads with this, with around 300-400 on Facebook. Does this sounds reasonable, Ahmad? Because if yes, we should ask the DAP working group for this budget.
So, like for these kind of paid campaigns, I would always think, what is the objective first? Since with paid ads, it's really easy just to spend money. And I mean, we could get impressions, but I think it would make sense if we have some kind of an objective, like get more donors on these projects or something like that. I think we should think more first on what is our goal for this campaign.
And then with the goal, we can define a budget.
Yeah.
Your
exactly.
goal, based on the goals of the DAP, should be getting more donations.
Mhm.
If we're going to pay for it, we need to get more donations. I think that's what I can say.
Yeah, kind of the same campaign that we did with Lauren, trying to get more donations to the OPQF. Okay, so let's work on that. And then also, before I forget, Ahmed, if you can help us maybe see these link that you added to the campaign to see how many people actually click and went to QF. I don't know if we actually see how many people donated with the tracking link that you added.
Yeah, I think we could see that. I'll need to double check it, but yeah, that is possible. Yeah, so for this like campaign that you're talking about now, is it going to have like a landing page or something, or like is there like going to be like a section of the website that we highlight for it?
Yes. Well, basically for this specific campaign, it would be landing in all the different SEO pages that Steve wrote.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
Exactly. So to Mitch's point, this campaign, to be honest, will not target more new donors. It will target definitely new potential projects. So with this in mind, that this will not be an effort to get more donations, then I guess we should rethink if then we should invest money in this or just make it a regular campaign and that's it, right? Just promote the content, use the hashtag, try to maybe get our content in front of these traditional nonprofits that are going to be participating in Giving Tuesday, and then just save the paid campaign to more of like a donors targeted effort.
Yeah, and then also like the audience also matters a lot, because if we're targeting these nonprofits that are not native to Web3, then that's a completely different message. And it wouldn't really make sense just to send them onto the project page to donate right away. When we should probably send them to some kind of onboarding page first, or like something like that that explains things first. Or like have them like maybe attend an event that we're doing, or something like that. So yeah, like I think that matters also, is what is the like who are we targeting with this campaign? So like mainly like those are like the two things that we need to think about. Who are we targeting, and what is the goal of this campaign?
Yeah, targeting, as you said, nonprofits that are not in the crypto space with the goal of having them using Giveth through all the content that we made. That's very intro level. It's inviting
Yeah.
all these projects. So yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean that is also kind of like a nebulous, or it's like it's not a very clear funnel or like a clear objective, like to say, oh, like we want you to read these campaigns, or like read these pages. Like what like might make more sense is if we maybe just have a form that they fill out, like maybe like a type form or something, and then we get their emails, then we send them all of the articles that we wrote in like a series maybe, and then by the end of it we'll say, you know, are you ready now to have your project be listed on Giveth? I mean, so it's more like thinking about it where it's like a clear funnel of like this is where they start and this is where they end. So maybe we could do something like that where it's like an email sequence maybe, and like just have like a simple form, even like a type form, like I said, and just automatically send them an email campaign based on that.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes way more sense. And then, baby, I think that we really don't need the paid campaign, right? Like with this funnel of just sending a form and ensuring our SEO intro level Giveth invites, we really don't need to pay anything.
Yeah, I mean, we could start with an organic campaign, and then maybe if we want to boost it, we could boost it, but like put a very small amount on it, like $50 or something, just to test it out. And then if that works, then we can spend more.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks for that advice. I mean, I think that makes more sense just to try organic and see how it performs. Cool. Okay, so now that Lauren is here, maybe going back to some of the last items. We're discussing the Epoch 1 campaign. Gotabe can't speak, but he's saying that he's working on doing more outreach. We have the content put together. Amadi's already aware of the email that we should send that you wrote, Lauren. So with this in mind, also there is one Twitter space today that I know that you are participating. Should we be aware of something else regarding Epoch 1 campaign moving forward?
I talked to Steve. Oh, sorry, did I interrupt someone?
No.
Okay. I talked to Steve and asked him to basically kind of like go into the Discord for Octant. And I know Katabe's been doing this as well. And just kind of like keep an eye out for other opportunities that we have to talk. I know Mitch was talking about Giveth on their last community call, but trying to get in front of like bigger voters would be really good. And I'd also be curious to hear, is Katabe on this call? I can't see that. I'm on my phone because my internet doesn't work. But yeah, Katabe's here. I would love to know, Katabe, how it's going with, like, I know you created that list of people with like a large amount of golem staked, and if you have any kind of updates on the outreach effort there.
Yeah. So we started the outreach. Outreach has been mostly for people that we know more. The people that are like the larger stakers, we had very few contact with them, or even contacts. So we only have, from the people that have more than 10,000 K, we only have 5 ENS names, out of which one is Griff, one is mentor.eth, which I think that has the project of Onion DAO. And then there are other 3 names that I never heard of. So that's it. That's a bit trickier, but yeah, I mean, we're going to tackle it, and Algin has been finding more names, but I think that for most of them that are over 10K, we have not had, we don't have the names. I'll have to check again though.
Whereas maybe Algene, if you're working on this, once you find their ENS name, if you could go and search that ENS name on Twitter and see, because a lot of people put their ENS like in their Twitter handle or like in Lens, and see if you can find like a social media contact for the people that are staking higher amounts of GLM. then we could maybe use that to do like some DMs and do a little bit of outreach. But first, let's see if we can collect the handles.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. So once we have the ENS name, I usually go to Twitter, and then most of them use their ENS name as username. So that should be easy. But for other wallet addresses, it can be tough. But I'll coordinate with Kotabi on this, Lauren.
Sounds good. Yeah. And then other than that, yeah, I think let's just send that email out whenever we can, and I think we have the tweets already scheduled throughout the week. Yeah. And and I know Katabi's been doing like outreach as well to like our contributors. So just like if you guys are part of this, like if you could donate your stake to Giveth, I think it'll really make an impact.
Perfect. Thank you, Lauren. Then the next item was the Gitcoin round 19. So I was sharing that we have these clear tasks, the majority related with content that we should create. And then Kota was telling that he can organize an outreach effort to the past owners of our Gitcoin rounds. So just wondering if this looks good, or if we add something else. We already talked about this, but asking you specifically if there's something missing.
Like send an email out to past donors like that. If we could just get a list, like an email list, and just kind of do it in one shot, I think that would be pretty nice for that. Yeah, and then other than that, I mean, I created that one issue, or like I figure we can make it into like an epic, and then maybe just like break those into issues. I can do the project description, and then yeah, and then announcement tweet and follow-up tweets can come from that. And then I'm not sure, like looking for Twitter spaces and like setting that up. Maybe that's something that Aljean could support with if she has the time. But of course not until like the round starts, basically. Yeah, and then I just think like if we can just assign these tasks out to people and break them up, it would be good. We're going to be like in Turkey and also running the Polygon round kind of around the same time as this. So if we can get these things prepared ahead of time, it will be easy, and I think then make our lives better later.
Exactly, especially with the Twitter spaces. I think that's what takes the most of time. And Jake was saying that maybe Kotabe and Pedro can support in these. The only thing, as we have talked in different rounds, is that we need the Giveth account to be present on these things. So I don't know, Lauren, if you think that we can share the access maybe to Kotabe, if he can support with this. And we can also tell Steve he already has the access.
Almond, do we have the schedule already for the spaces? Because I think I can
No.
also join since I have the access.
Yeah, we don't, because this spaces schedule comes when the round starts, November. So that's the thing. And in the last couple of rounds, they have this Gitcoin radio that's like 24/7. And I kind of think that the majority of the spaces have become that radio. So there's not many other separate spaces, but it's more towards that radio.
And Steve is buddies with the host of Gitcoin Radio. So if there's any direct needs for Giveth, I know Steve can assist with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, this last round, I think that Bankless also did kind of like a space for chilling, and some other projects kind of like gather to have more spaces for chilling. But I agree, the key ones, I think it's Gitcoin host 3 or 4. We should definitely be in those. Then Gitcoin radio, and then like 2 or 3 more than big people in the or big organizations also host.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll create this epic so we can have this split up, and then Kotabe, I will assign you with C that maybe you can help us with the Twitter Spaces for organization shilling. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I'll be happy to.
Cool. And the next thing was the Polygon round. So we were discussing that we will start working in the content this week. I know that Lauren, you already moved forward with these guidelines for projects creating their Giveth projects and helping the Polygon team with the onboarding. So with this in mind, you think that we can kick off the content creation around this QF round?
I feel like maybe we could still wait off another week because I'm not exactly sure. Like, because then we could wait for Polygon to give us some of what they're going to be sending out, so we can make sure that it's all consistent. So we can probably just push the starting the rest of the epic for till next week, and this week we can tackle all the stuff for Gitcoin. That'll be a lot more like similar to what we're used to.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Great. I think were the things that I wanted to have your input, Lauren. Yep. Thanks. So just to finish regarding the job marketing effort, as Surbi was mentioning, she will focus on this when she finished this deck. And the next thing that I wanted to say is the homepage efforts. Surbi was saying that Mo is details, and then after these we should review the new designs. But then Mitch, you were saying that the designs are already done, so maybe you have more information on this that I don't have.
So what I understood is that the design is done, apparently, and they want to do A/B testing between the current design and this new design. But I want to get in there and fix the copy because some of I don't think it's narratives or like words that we've used before or that we like agreed to use. So I think that needs to be reviewed before it can go on our website. And I guess whatever happens from the A/B testing is what they'll incorporate into like a final design, which will be like the incorporation of our current design, what people like from this proposed design, and then, you know, combining those both into something that's more data informed. That's using the post-hog integration that we had a couple weeks ago.
Okay. So this has been very, very hard, especially with the design team. And I think that we should definitely be able to review the text. I don't know why it should be blocked. So I guess that then we should just talk to Marco and ask him for the final text reviews, and then just take time reviewing this. Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Lauren.
maybe I could support with reviewing that if you just like tag me where it is in the Figma, because I can just like, you know, I won't change too much, but I could just make direct copy changes and not have to do like a whole iteration.
I think Lauren will have the strongest opinion on the text, so I'm fine deferring to her. I will
Yeah,
mention
just
that.
tag me in Figma.
Sure. I want to mention that Surbi and Suga have mostly been working on the copy here, so just to recognize that. Yeah.
Okay, if I have like any like major concerns, then I'll talk to them about it.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Yeah, and then maybe this is more of like the DAP call, but I've noticed that we have very kind of we need more support with design for these things to move faster. So maybe that's something that you already have in scope, Mitch, to get more support on these things.
Yeah. It's going better. It's going better. Mo was busy on other projects. Marco got sick for a while, but now I think sort of we can say that it's been moving better these last few weeks.
Okay. Cool. Thanks on that. And so next steps, tag Lauren. Maybe Lauren may take a look and get these final fixes done. And then on the SEO efforts, should we already start posting the text that Steve wrote on these fundraising, crypto fundraising, very intro level texts? But we were saying that it would be better to have this SEO under Giveth author name on Medium. So she's working on creating a Giveth Medium account. And Survey was telling me that for this we should need Griff support because I think that Griff has the credentials. Just wanted to double
No.
check with Lauren. Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean, in order to publish under the Giveth account, she just needs to make a Giveth Medium account for herself, and then Suga can add her as a writer because Suga's an editor of the Giveth Medium, or I could as well. But maybe I could delegate that to Suga.
Yeah, I already did.
Yeah, and then so then all Serby needs to do is then click submit to publication and select Giveth, and then basically Suga and I will get a notification. She could then ping Suga, and Suga will get a notification. She could review it and then like publish it through Giveth. So it'll say like authored by Serby but posted in Giveth.
Yeah, we already did that. I can't remember now where. Cannot even remember if I was having this conversation by voice or text, but I was asking, maybe I was asking Almond, did we not want the SEO articles to not be connected to a particular writer, but to be written? Oh, this was Ahmad. Now I remember. Basically, do we not want an account, or let's say, what do you call it? A profile, give it profile, so that it's not connected to one particular author. And to do that, we would need just to make a profile that is Giveth itself. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could also, I think it would be worth looking in because I think an editor from the Giveth account could probably post as Giveth, if that's the way you want to do it.
I looked into that, but anyway, I looked into that, and
Yeah, I
sort
don't
of,
think
yeah. Go
Medium
ahead,
lets
Ahmad.
you do that, as far as I know. At least
No,
not the
you.
current version of Medium.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
the
yeah.
solution is that you just make a profile of Giveth, but I don't know what y'all think about that.
I mean, also, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with putting it under each of our names. I mean, it's still fine, I think. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, that was something that I wanted to ask you because we have put so much effort and this has took so long. We were
Yeah,
wondering
it'll
if
help
we
with like everyone's own like personal brands, that you're thought leaders.
right. So then, Ahmad, as you are the expert on SEO, if we just do it through Survi's name, I also ask Survi to add a C author credits, right? It would be okay. It would really does not make any difference. Is Survi posting or if it's Giveth posting?
Yeah, from that point of view, I mean, as far as I know, it literally makes no difference. Like the only difference would just be like visually if we want it to be from Giveth, but I don't really think that makes much of a difference.
Great. Okay, so then I think that these just answer our last conversations that really doesn't make a difference. So you can just move forward with the text that you already have prepared. So that's great to clarify. Cool. And then yeah, our partnership discussions are moving forward with Jake. So I think that we already have that covered. And that was all the items that I have for today for us to discuss. Anyone else have something else I missed?
Do you need to hire anybody? Maybe that's something we never.
Well, we don't have a video maker anymore. That's something that I wanted to discuss with you all, by the way. Thanks for reminding me. I know that Lauren, we were working those. Matt, we were working in some videos too, but we don't have a video editor right now. I know that Ahmad was also trying to hire one. Maybe we can share one. That would be cool. So video efforts are stopped. And then yeah, we were thinking on hiring someone else. But those conversations are currently happening with Heather. We really don't have any updates on that front. So yeah. Why do you ask, Mitch? You need some support? You need something?
No, I was just trying to think of like how we have all these things with donor relations and partnerships and comms and marketing and fundraising and communitas. So I was just wondering what the needs are.
Okay, I think that's definitely something that we should discuss in more than 1 minute that we are missing for this call to end. But
Yeah, I mean, just one thing on that note. I know that Maye has been like looking for more things to do. So if anyone has some work that you want the support of Maye, you can just DM her.
okay, cool. Well, thanks. Let's circle back on these extra support that we need next week with more time. Thanks everyone for joining, and and see you next week. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Almond.
Thanks, Almond.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.
everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.